3 weeks ago, I had no idea what I know today, and it is absolutely powerful. I recommend this to anybody. I'm grateful for this organization because even it doesn't matter what your budget is, as long as you have knowledge and you know your rights and you know the law, you have nothing to worry about. And that's exactly the story, the success of my story.
Yeah.
All right, so I am a 6-month resident at the residency that we live in currently. We moved in last November of 2017. We were welcomed, I believe, in a very nice way, but there were some signs that we kind of picked up on right from the very start that provided a preview of what our experience was going to be like over the next several months. And one of the first signs that we noticed is with our office, the property management, was that they were not very responsible with a lot of the documents, such as inventory lists. I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard of an inventory list being lost. And, but no big deal, okay? So we can go and fill out another one. And so after filling out another one, I presented the inventory list with, this time with some illustration, with some pictures. And this gave them an insight of what exactly the type of repairs that we're looking for. Needless to say, after a few months, we were seeing a little patchwork, some things that were being done but were not completely being taken care of. They were only fixing things on the surface. And that was also the same month when the weather started to warm up and we started utilizing a lot of our services, such as the air conditioning. And that's when we began to understand that there were some problems with the AC. There was a number of problems. And this is an emergency item issue. And before then, when we first moved in, our first 2 weeks, we experienced some flooding, heavy flooding, twice. In addition to that, we noticed that in our daughter's bedroom, there was a ceiling that had water pouring from the top of the ceiling down onto our daughter's bed, basically ruining the bed. So now we have two active emergencies that are pending, air conditioning related, and we have flooding. This was something they did not take very seriously. And what was even more troubling was that after these events transpired, we received apologies from the maintenance staff. But we never received any apologies or any type of sympathy from the property manager itself. And so after seeing how she was conducting or she was handling this matter is when I decided to go to her superior and I addressed these issues, which we discovered that some of these issues that she decided to tell her supervisor and some she did not. So clearly, with that being exposed now and my family's condition and safety has been at risk, I'm very displeased on how they're conducting and handling this emergency, and which prompted me to have to go outside and exercise and utilize our rights. And I had called upon the city of Dallas. The city of Dallas came out, they did their inspection of this, and it was then when we discovered that the same very home that we lived in for 6 months has not been registered with the city of Dallas, which is a violation, clearly. And it has not been deemed as inspected. So that means it's not really safe to be dwelled in. And so all of this goes down within the same month, and for some reason, our rent money was not taken. It was not accepted. It was rejected. And so basically I was issued a court summons, and I was scheduled to actually be in court today, this morning. And then something really, really strange happened last Thursday evening. I received a phone call from the area or regional property manager, and she basically was willing to offer me what I wanted. I didn't have to offer anything, and I believe she did that out of guilty conscience. She willingly admitted the reason why that they did not take our payment was because we were demanding maintenance to address the items in their house that needed to be repaired. And so it was much more easier for them to evict us, kick us out, of no fault of our own, than for them to repair and do their jobs accordingly. And she said that she would take my rent money, and she would reverse the court fees, she would reverse the late fees, and that I can continue to live in our home, And she says going forward, she will make a note with the office that manages this property going forward to treat us better with special care. And I took her up on her offer. We made that agreement, and so I'm very pleased. I got this information. I was only able to speak to her the way I did in a very thorough and understanding manner because of the information that was provided to me from this organization. My wife and I became members just 3 weeks ago, and we've been here 3 times now. And we've gotten the advice from our council, our representative Jasmine. She was very instrumental in providing all of the resources that we needed. A lot of things that she was hitting on, we never knew before, and I was immediately starting to write things down. I'm like, oh my God, this says this in a law, and this says this in a lease. It's like, oh my gosh, you got the answers right here before us, and we never knew that. We started utilizing that. We went back home and went back to the drawing board, and we completely wiped our slate clean, and we started a new one, this time with more insightful, helpful information that was written in the law and was provided by counseling through Jasmine from the Texas Tenants Union.